Okay, it's time now to discuss the first part of our lesson in detail for you. And it begins by saying Alice picked up her jacket and headed for the door. Okay, so Alice is one of Edward's sisters, right?
Yeah, Alice is the one who can see things before they happen, and she thinks she saw Bella jump off a cliff and kill herself. So she grabs her jacket to go to Bella's house. And the last thing she heard Edward say was, "I can't carry on in a world without Bella," which just means to continue. To carry on means to continue what you were doing before, which sounds like he doesn't want to go on living without Bella. Well, Alice goes to Bella's house and she is expecting to attend her friend's funeral. When you expect something, you think that that thing will happen. Well, she thinks she's going to Bella's funeral, but that's not what happens.
Right, and a funeral is a ceremony that people have when they want to say goodbye to somebody who has passed away. So she's expecting to see a funeral going on over there. She really thinks that there has been a death in the family and that there is going to be this funeral with a casket and some sad music and things like that.
Yeah. So when she pulls up to the door, when she arrives at Bella's house, sometimes we say, "I pulled in" or "I pulled up at the door," she sees Bella running toward her. She's really confused. It says here she felt both relief. When you feel relieved or relief, you're feeling, some sort of sense that things aren't as bad as you thought, right? You feel better when you feel relief or relieved. She also feels confusion. Confusion is the noun form of to be confused. If you're confused, you don't quite understand what's going on, so you feel some sort of confusion. What's happening here? I don't understand. Maybe you felt confused or felt a lot of confusion in your math class, you know? Well, confusion here is our word power word. Let's listen to some more explanation.
Word power. Hi, and welcome to Word Power. Today's word is confusion. Today, we read about the confusion Alice felt when she saw Bella, whom she thought had died. Confusion is a noun that describes a state of not knowing what is happening or not understanding something. In verb form, to confuse someone is to make them feel confusion. For example, the difficult math question confused me a lot. We can also describe things that cause this feeling with the adjective confusing, such as saying the math question was very confusing to me. On the other hand, we can describe the person who feels confusion by using the adjective confused. For instance, I am confused about the meaning of the poem. That's all the time we have for Word Power. Thanks for listening.
So again, she felt this confusion flow over her. These emotions were very strong. She just didn't know what's going on. I thought she was dead. How could she be running toward me?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm totally confused. I feel in a state of confusion. Well, she says, "I saw you die. I saw it in my mind. I can see those things. How could you possibly still be alive?" And then Bella has a question. "Oh, do you mean the cliff? Is that what you're talking about?" And she is a little embarrassed now. To be embarrassed means you just feel uncomfortable because of a certain situation. You might feel embarrassed in a restaurant, for example, if you accidentally drop a plate on the floor and then suddenly the restaurant is totally silent and everybody's looking at you and you're just like, Sorry, but I feel so embarrassed about that.
And maybe your face turns red a little bit, right? Well, Bella didn't want anyone to know she was going to jump off a cliff, so that's why she's embarrassed. And Alice says, yes, but tell me about it another time. Right now, I have to tell you that Edward's fine, or I have to tell Edward that you're fine, Bella. Because if Edward thinks that Bella's really dead, he's going to hurt himself.
That's right. So she has to make the call, and then Alice's bright, relaxed eyes turned to panic. So she had these bright, relaxed eyes. She was confident. She was okay. But then these eyes turned to panic. A situation of panic or a state of panic is when you're really scared. Like maybe if you're in a car or a bus and suddenly the bus goes, whoa, there might be a state of panic. People will get really scared really fast because they think they're going to be in an accident or something. Hopefully not.
Yeah, well, she says Edward thinks you're dead and he's going to kill himself. So she has to do something very quickly to prevent this or stop it from happening. We hope she gets there in time, right?
We sure do. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of our explanation, and now it's the beginning of our Chinese teacher's explanation.